tell me one more first round draft pick. I don't know.
The difference, I guess, there would be Knights' first one this year is going to be
in the late 20s, probably.
Yeah, right. Where back then in Toronto, it was Sagan, Dougie Hamilton, that kind of player. So
yeah, exactly.
That's a hard one to compare to, but I understand what you're saying. A first, second, and third for Tatar, which
I mean, he's not a top.
I think he's got some potential, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one thing if that was Nyquist's name from Detroit.
Yeah,
I could maybe see it, but Tatar, that seems like a lot to me. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah. I actually think the Red Wings won this trade.
I think so. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they got 3 picks. I mean, for one guy that maybe I'm blind and Tatar is really good, but
maybe he'll.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not seeing something and Tatar is really good, and I'm saying, they should only get like a second for him, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I would have to go with Red Wings won that one.
Yeah.
Moving on here, probably the biggest trade of the day. Lightning received Ryan McDonagh and JT Miller. Yeah. JT Miller is only like 24 years old. Good roster player.
Yeah.
And the Rangers received a first-round pick in 18, conditional first-round pick in 19, Nemestikov, Hayek, and Howden. And the conditional pick remains a first if Tampa wins the Stanley Cup this year or next year. So that means they could get 2 first rounds if they win the Cup one of the next 2 years. Wow. So, I mean, 2 first rounds and Nemestikov. In my mind, Nemestikov's a good player. But Tampa won now. They might even win in the future. The only reason I say that is because McDonough's only like 27 years old, 28 years old. And JT Miller, like I said, is 24 years old.
Yeah.
I think JT Miller might be a better playoff player than Nemestikov. Just remembering what Miller brought in the Rangers those few years. Some timely goals and stuff. But
the Rangers got a pretty good...
I actually think it was
fall there.
It was a fairly even trade.
Yeah.
He's got to think, Miller for Nemestikov.
That's a pretty square trade there.
Pretty square. I mean, 2 firsts for Ryan McDonagh could be a lot, but at the same time, Tampa's at the top, so that'll be in the bottom 3 probably.
Yeah.
If Tampa goes as far as they should go, win the Cup, it should be 31.
Yeah.
So almost a second-round pick. So, but if I'm going to actually pick one, not be in the middle here, I'm going to say Tampa won.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tampa won.
Yes, apparently, I don't know if this is a tactic of Yzerman. He was saying he was shopping for Karlsson, and that kind of was getting teams to try and get in on the sweepstakes, and then he was kind of
doing a side deal with McDonagh.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that was maybe part of his plan.
No, maybe.
Or a deflection, yeah.
Well, Yzerman's showing why could be GM of the year.
Yeah.
Couple small trades here. Flames received Nick Shore, the guy that was involved in the Phaneuf trade.
Yep. For
a 7th-round pick to the Senators. So Flames just add another forward.
Nothing too
special. Then the Jets received Joe Morrow, a defenseman from Montreal, for a 4th-round pick. Another just, these teams are like Ottawa, clearly, and Montreal. They're just getting picks for players.
Yep.
That's what it shows me because they're both out. Here's one that maybe affects Scott a little bit more. Devils received Patrick Maroon for a 3rd-round pick and Dudek.
Honestly, my favorite trade of trade deadline day, most effective trade, in my opinion, was New Jersey Devils getting a big forward in Patrick Maroon.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He'll be the guy that you can do stuff in the corners, and it's like
and what
see the puck to tear the hall.
What it showed us last year, he's a good playoff player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's probably the most bang for your buck trade out there because of what he can bring to the Devils team.
I mean,
yeah, I definitely could say the Oilers maybe could have gotten a little bit more for him.
Yeah,
I think so.
But if I recall, it was one of the last trades to come in.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's Oilers either get him for something or lose him for nothing at the free agency, possibly. He might have resigned too. We don't
Or
know
get-
that.
He said after that he'd like to come back down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
I've
that,
heard that,
and for sure he might have resigned. But,
Now time will tell. Maybe you'll like New Jersey a lot and sign there. Who knows?
yeah, and that's just it.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'd say the Devils won, and that's no knock on the Oilers. I mean, the Oilers got a prospect and a pick still, so. But I'd say the Devils won, like what Kyle said. He's going to bring something now.
Yeah.
See how he fits in. Was he there when Hall was there,
In Edmonton, I believe.
or was that? I'm just wondering if there's some teammate connection there.
I
I
think so.
he was.
Yeah.
He
No,
was
they
there-
just
It
acquired
was
him.
the trade deadline, and then in the
Hall
off
was-
season,
Hall got traded, so they played say 20, 25 games together. Okay,
We'll see what that means. Yeah.
no, I was just if there's any connection there.
Yeah.
That's just trying to find one, but. A small trade. Canadians receive Mike Riley. The Wild receive a 5th round pick.
Nothing too special.
No. Yeah, and Rangers received defenseman Chris Bygras, and the Avalanche received Ryan Graves. So a minor deal, it says.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the trades.
I mean, there was Johnny Oduya was claimed off waivers
Yes, that's
by
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, and
From
Colorado
Ottawa.
picked up a small-time defenseman. Name slipped in my mind. And there was one more that, again, slipped in my mind, but I mean, it was a pretty decent trade deadline day.
There was a lot of small deals, but there was also like 3 big deals. I would say Vander Kane, McDonough, and Nash. 3 bigger name guys. Even Plekanec is not a small name. I mean,
No.
it's still Thomas Plekanec. But a
lot of divisional rivals trading.
each other,
Inter-
which
yeah.
that
Usually
seemed
that's
back
not-
then that never seemed to happen as much.
Like Blues and the Jets, and then
Leafs, Canadians,
Rangers, Devils.
yeah, like
Preds and Hawks.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It was in the division.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you got a question of the week, but I know I have one.
I was going to ask. Well, I have a few questions just for you guys, anyhow. But who do you guys think won the deadline? If you had to pick one team that won the deadline, I'm not going to say who lost because
I have a loser.
you have a loser. who do you think lost?
I'm gonna go with the Canadians.
Montreal.
Yep.
Yeah, they lost.
I mean, they pretty much shopped around Pacioretty since November,
Yeah,
and yeah, they
Nothing
didn't
got
move him.
done. Yeah.
and they could have got something, right? Yeah.
If I had to pick a winner, I don't know if I can really pick a loser.
Yeah.
but
See, that's
if I had to pick a winner, I would probably have to go with Tampa Bay just because of what it's going to bring
So
them in the playoffs.
so. That goes to my next question. Is that who wins the cup?
I mean, they're the favorite.
You're the favorite.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah, you'd agree, Scott? Tampa.
Pretty much what Kyle said.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head.
And I don't know if you have any more questions of the week.
No.
My question to you guys, I got a chance to watch the trade deadline specials, and before 11 o'clock there was very few trades. Do you guys think that they milked that show? Do you think that the media that they have for trade deadline, you think that they could trim it down to 2 hours, 3 hours? Maybe have it start at 10 and go till 3. You know what I mean? Or because it starts at like 6 in the morning.
Well, and I think the reason why they start so early is because, like, they want to be there. So
I know.
when
They
the first
wanna
trade
break
comes
it.
in, no matter what it is, they want to break it to us. That's their job, right?
Well, I know apparently Scott Morrison's the reason for that. He's wanted to start earlier, so like I said, get more time and more of this, and then the other guys started an hour early, so so they got to keep matching times, otherwise the other guys get the story. And
Yeah.
The only problem is some of the trades are starting to happen days before the deadline.
that's why I thought too the Plekanec trade and
Nash.
and Grabner
Nash was before the deadline, too.
and Nash, yeah.
And then
I mean, yeah.
they still have like the 2 panels of 4 guys.
Yep, no, 3. It was 3 panels.
3 panels.
Oh wow!
And at least the one I seen it was Millard and Kipper, and then the other one had Bob McKenzie on it. The other one had Jake Drager. Was like
Yeah.
there's like 12
And
guys.
like you said, it's just to compete with all the other networks.
Yep.
Right.
Because the other guys are doing the exact same thing. I think even their commercials were on at the exact same time. Like that's how they needed to be there to break the story.
Yeah, I mean they're always going to start early. I think, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to change, but
because that's their job. I mean, it's no different than me going to work, and just because it's slow doesn't mean I shouldn't be there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Same thing.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But
it was a pretty good trade deadline. A lot of big names got moved.
A lot of first rounders.
Yeah, a lot of picks, a lot of money. A lot of guys got retained salaries this year.
Yeah,
that was a kind of a big thing. Like if you go back even farther, Phaneuf, did Gaborik retain some money?
I'm not
sure. I know Phaneuf did, and Plekanec, and Rick Nash, Bolesky, Stasny. Yeah,
like it's
kind of a popular thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a pretty good show. If you want to hit us up on social media, ask us some questions, you can do that on Facebook, which is Gator Media, and that'll be links in the description below. Twitter and Instagram are both at Gator Media Pod. It's been a pretty good trade deadline edition of the Gator Media Hockey Roundtable. Thanks again to Dustin and Scott, and we'll see you guys all next week.